In this video, I'm going to explain to you why Bitcoin is the perfect investment vessel for any adult age between 25 and 45. If you enjoy Bitcoin content and you enjoy a retail investor who's transparent about their portfolio and specifically their investment into Bitcoin, please subscribe to this channel, like and comment any opinion that you may have. It's greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get started. I looked up the two CAGRs, the compound annual growth rate for both Bitcoin and the S&P 500. All right. The 5-year CAGR for Bitcoin is 67%. The 5-year CAGR for the S&P 500 is 13%. So let me put some numbers to that. If you had invested $10,000 into Bitcoin 5 years ago, all right, let's say the start of 2020, if you bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and you just let it sit there, it would now be worth $130,000. On the flip side, if you were to have invested $10,000 into an S&P 500 index like the VOO, and you just let it sit there for 5 years, your $10,000 would now be worth $18,000. So $130,000 with Bitcoin compared to $18,000 with the S&P 500 index. Now I know what some of you are thinking, especially you big-time index fund investors. I'm not trashing that at all. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Dave, there's tons of risk with Bitcoin and crypto. There's tons of it. And that's why this video is geared towards 25 to 45-year-olds, all right? We are at that age, I'm 33, we are at that age where we can take on that risk, all right? We're not nearing retirement age, all right? We're not in our maybe early 70s or late 70s, all right? We have a pretty long runway for what we can work with in terms of investments. And if Bitcoin over the last 5 years has generated over a 60, almost a 70% compound annual growth rate, this is the perfect thing to purchase and invest in right now for the next 5 to 10 years. If you just buy it and hold it, you really are going to reap some benefits and returns off of being invested in this. I mean, I would understand if 10K 5 years ago on Bitcoin would have generated you maybe $30,000 or $40,000, and you took on that risk compared to the S&P 500 where your 10K is now worth 18, maybe 18K compared to 30 or 40. I get it. You took a little extra risk, and I mean, you got a couple 20, 30,000 more dollars, but you were taking on that risk. That's not the case, guys. 10K would now be worth $130,000 if you invested into Bitcoin 5 years ago. And that's after it's been a quote-unquote well-known thing, which I really don't believe it is right now, all right? And the adoption for it is only going to increase. But I'm telling you, whether you're male, female, whether you're someone who's 55 and you're just starting on your retirement journey, or you're 20 years old, you know, the video is geared towards 25 to 45-year-olds. But guys, if you hold Bitcoin, you buy it and you hold it for over 4 years, maybe 5 to 10 years, you're going to get positive results out of it. All right. And the fact of the matter is a 67% CAGR compared to a 13% CAGR over the last 5 years. I mean, there's no like competition with that. Bitcoin wins. And if you're someone who's young, who's still working, you should be investing every little amount of money you can into Bitcoin. All right. Or take a small portion, put it towards crypto or Bitcoin, set it in your cold wallet, and don't touch it. See what it does for you in 5 to 10 years. Just see what it does for you. So I understand Bitcoin right now, it's viewed, excuse me, a little sleazy in the media. It's viewed as something that's incredibly risky. Who cares? Who cares? Numbers don't lie, and we're going to see some big gains for not only 2025, but the next handful of years, we're going to see big gains as Bitcoin becomes more adopted, more popularized, and just something that people are more comfortable with owning. So this is just my reminder to you. I mean, we often get numbers and predictions on where Bitcoin's going to be, but I think if you look to the history of some of these things sometimes, you can also see into the future a little bit, all right? You know, past results don't mean it's going to be the same in the future. I'm not saying that, but you can pick up on trends, and the trend here is that Bitcoin is something that's worth having more than an index fund if you're willing to take on that risk, buy and hold. So that's the video, guys. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.